let's just see what's the vibe for 2023. What's going to come up for you? I'm just saging a bit before I get started. I am going to use multiple decks. So whoever is seeing this, this is just a little preview of your 2023, what to look out for. This is already kind of a lot of things. So take what resonates and leave what does not. A lot of you will be working through your mother wounds. Now, I do think the mother card is coming up because on an individual level, working on the mother wound, but also on a collective level, us understanding our connection to the woman, our connection to Mother Earth, the feminine. I also think a lot of you are going into the next year very hopeful, which is a good thing. But I think that certain little hiccups are going to come up along the way. And in order for you to still stay hopeful during those hiccups or during those harder times that feel like it's against you, right? You're going to have to not take things so seriously. Because I think a lot of you will be really hopeful for like a start over, and then something starts going wrong, and then you spiral and you're like, oh, I should have never gotten hopeful in the first place. When the guides are like, if you stop taking everything so seriously, you might see how these harder things are actually giving you an opportunity for growth. It's like, it's almost testing you in a way to see, okay, are they going to crumble right now when the going gets tough? Or are they going to trust the higher power? Are they going to trust us right now? Remember, this is throughout the whole year, so keep this in mind. I do think a lot of people this year will kind of be forced to move in some way, and that feels like physically. Like either I'm moving a home or literally I'm starting to work from home now. Like it feels like where my body is during the day, I know that sounds weird, but like where my physical body is during the day is different. Because some of you will get to the point, like a breaking point, and feel like either you get to like physically ill. I don't say that to scare you, but sometimes our physical body starts screaming at us as like, hey, something needs to give here. So I think a lot of us may hit like this breaking point of, okay, now my physical body needs to be in a different space, whether that's moving to a different place, moving to a new physical environment, getting a new home, or like actually starting to work from home instead of going somewhere. Or vice versa. Some of you may feel like I'm starting to feel too cooped up at home and I need to go out and work somewhere. Try to see how this will show up for you over this coming year. But some of y'all keep justifying it. You keep like justifying it to yourself, and you'll kind of come to a breaking point of like, okay, I have to be honest with myself about this. But a lot of moving, like physical bodies moving. Like I don't want to say this year is about tough love, but it feels like, okay, this is what it feels like. It's like a lot of people had a lot of realizations last year, but it's like this year is like, okay, all the stuff that you said that you learned, here is the test. Here is the exam that you say you're ready for. Here it is. Take it, and then you move on to the next level. It's like 2023 is really showing, okay, I said I did all my growth in 2022. Okay, well, show me that you actually have. Show me you are who you say you are. I keep getting this feminine thing. Like, it feels like a lot of women are like, I am speaking up. Women are speaking up. I know that we've already had a lot of themes of that in past years. I don't know if that's like a prediction. I don't know if that means that certain things are going to happen in this next year that will make more women speak up. But it feels like it's almost like some of us just start getting mean because we're just sick of it. Like the feminine energy that just speaks her truth. And honestly, we need to. It's almost like it's been bubbling up under the surface for so long. It's like, this is our year to just say, this is who I am. This is what matters to us. 2023 will solidify, okay, women really sticking together now. I also think a lot of you that maybe used to be a boy's girl, you start to actually become a girl's girl because you're going to meet the right girls that make you feel included. So you'll truly be a girl's girl. Like not just saying that you are, but you'll be a representation of that. And that's not me saying F men. I'm saying where we stop looking for validation through men, actually get it through our community of women, if that makes sense. Yo, this is not how I thought this reading was going to go, but there's so much of like men versus women in a way, but a lot of us learning through this, like masculine and feminine, and understanding how do we balance this out and actually make it fair. Like, this is pregnancy. This is a lot of us getting, maybe even having pregnancies this year. If you're wanting to get pregnant this year, that's a good sign for you. But it's funny because I feel like, and that could be a prediction for the collective when all of this stuff with like the laws on women's bodies, like I wonder if more of that is going to come up because me getting pregnancy card and women speaking up. But also, I think some of us are finally going to stop giving the fuckboys what they want. And I feel like on a collective level, the masculine is kind of having to get honest with themselves. Like, it's collectively like, okay, what are we doing here? Because obviously we're doing something wrong. I'm not saying all of them are going to have self-awareness, but there is a good amount of them. They're going to stop being so self-critical and be like, poor pitiful me. And they're actually going to be like, okay, let me take accountability and actually see what I can do differently. I swear, I mean, I'm just telling you what I see. I'm getting this metaphor of like cultivating the land, laying out the land. And it doesn't feel like, I don't know much about gardening and stuff, but it doesn't feel like planting the seeds. I feel like you've already planted the seeds. But it's like I'm tending to the land, like I'm taking care of the land, I'm tending to it because I know that my stuff is growing. It's like this metaphor of like a foundation. Again, I get this thing about home again. Like I'm building my home. I'm becoming ready for my home because, and some of us are going to get very intentional about who I bring into my home. Some of you will be moving in with partners, but only after you've thought about it a good amount. But again, this thing about, I feel like it's also about what you do on the day-to-day at home. Like, and some of you are going to have to get very honest on, especially if some of you have been working from home, you're going to have to get honest with, okay, what actually is my workspace and what actually is my like relaxing home space? And a lot of y'all, this is funny. I feel like this is a lot more about women. This is a lot more about women, but I say that because some of you are going to be like, I'm not getting taken advantage of in my job anymore. I'm not getting taken advantage of by men anymore. Like there's both of those things. It's like, I'm done getting taken advantage of. It's very beautiful. It's like, it's really stepping into your power. It's like you learned your power last year, but this year you're actually stepping into it. And some of these masculines are not going to be happy about that. But look, you've got to be the fullness of yourself this year. This is the year you step into the fullness of you. I am so excited for y'all.